All good? Health scare? Afternoon, everyone. We've got Scott midfielder Scott McTominay here. Gordon, do you want to kick things off?
Scott, how are you feeling arriving here in such good form at club level?
Yeah, I think every time you come play for Scotland, you want to give your absolute best, and we've had some disappointing results. We all know that, but it's about the way that we've been playing. I think it's been pretty good. There's just the results have been a little shy.
Your journey as a Scotland player, even if you've not been flying at club level, you come here and you thrive and you seem to enjoy it. How helpful is it that you do arrive, presumably feeling pretty good about the recent changes you've made at club level?
Yeah, I always give my absolute best no matter where I'm playing my football, and for me, the dedication and professionalism that I've tried to keep a hold of myself and the things that I've done throughout my career has always given me the best platform to play as well as I possibly can do, and that's all I really focus on, to be honest. I don't think about any external things. Football's my sole driving force in my life, and I just want to play as good as I can every time I get on the pitch.
Have you managed to find positives in this campaign so far, despite the results not quite being there? What have the positives been?
Yeah, in terms of the way that we're playing, the slight change of shape obviously allows us a little bit more time with the ball, and we can get higher percentage possession. For us, the only thing that's missing is in terms of actually putting the ball in the back of the net and getting these crucial wins that we have had in previous camps. So for us, it's not a panic, it's not a big disaster and stuff like that. We want to keep performing the way that we've been doing, and the results will follow, in my opinion.
It seems like that culture and spirit always sort of remains. A debate this morning in England, that kind of club v country thing coming back around, and withdrawals. You guys never really seem to have that problem. What is it that keeps you coming back here? What do you make of that general club v country situation we always hear about?
I can't comment on that, but in terms of what I see and the characters that we have within our group, I think great people, professional people who come into Scotland every time to work and train as hard as they can. I mean, you look at some of the characters that we do have, and they speak volumes for the amount of caps that they have and the amount of professional years that they've played the game. And for us, the manager, and obviously for me playing with them, we're so grateful to be a part of a great group. The only thing we're missing at the minute is winning.
Scott, how do you review 2024 as a whole for the national team?
I would say there's been plenty of positives in there, with obviously some real difficult moments, but like you say, that's part of the game. Football, it's never always going to be sunshine and rainbows. You have to ride the waves and not get too emotional, and just keep a stable balance of where we actually want to get to as a group. And the manager and the coaching staff are firmly the ones who we trust and who we want to push us in the right direction going forwards, as all the ideas that they're giving us are brilliant. The stuff that we're doing in training is really, really good as well. And as you say, it's a matter of time before the wins start coming.
Scott, you've been such a big part of this kind of core group of players that have almost grown up together, got to 2 European Championships, all got so many caps now. But do you feel that there is more to come from this team, that just reaching the group stage of the Euros won't be the limit, especially with the World Cup on the horizon?
Absolutely. I feel like we're learning all the time as well. Getting to 2 major tournaments was amazing, and everyone was happy about that. But the actual players in the dressing room were saying, no, we want to go on further. We want to push out the group, and we want to keep progressing as a team and really raising everyone's profiles where we feel like we are capable of beating your pot 1 teams. And in my opinion, I feel like we have more than enough quality in our squad to do that. And like you say, if you remain patient and have some faith in the squad, then I'm sure them moments will come.
I just wanted to ask you about your move to Italy. You've been there for a few months now. What do you think it's added to your game just in this short period of time?
Yeah, I mean, no matter where you play football, you're always going to learn different things and pick up different things. But for me, I just want to play as good as I possibly can. It's not about speaking too much and saying anything about how I'm getting on. I just want to get my head down and crack on and train and be as fit as I possibly can, and give myself the best platform to succeed whenever I am on the pitch.
How's the Italian coming along?
Italian's difficult. It's not easy. I'm trying my best. Obviously, it does take some time, but I'm trying my best to learn and be respectful to their culture, and obviously look like I'm trying my best to learn. So yeah, it's okay.
Who's better between you and Billy? You got a competition? Who's got more Italian?
I would say Billy. No, it's similar, to be fair. We're both picking up things as we go along in terms of understanding different phrases and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
In terms of the campaigns, Scott, in terms of the good performances but not necessarily the results, do you feel there is a point to prove in these final 2 matches that you can deliver in this Group A?
There's always a point to prove. There's never a time where you can rest and think, we've arrived here, we've got 2 major tournaments. No, there's always a time to improve, and for us, that's just the way that we need to be as a group and the way that we are, and you can never settle for the things that are in the past. We want to move forward and we want to be the most successful Scottish team in history.
Playing in this Group A, coming up against your Modric's and your Ronaldo's, how much have you seen this squad grow, even in the short period of time that you've been in Pot A, Group A?
A lot. Like, you can look at some of the players that have been playing in a lot of the games and some of the players who haven't, but we've still had a real good squad of players who are all there for each other, and we're playing against some top players every game. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy. And to win against Pot 1 teams, you have to sacrifice, you have to suffer in tough moments, and obviously take your moments at the other end. And I feel like it is only a matter of time before the tide starts turning a little bit.
The final 2 games of the year before we move on to 2025 and look ahead, just how crucial would it be to end on a high and to give everyone a bounce going into the new year?
Yeah, very important. It's always a feel-good thing where you win your last 2 games, or you get a point in a draw, or however the results play out. So for us, it's very important that we have full focus on that, and going into 2025, it's another exciting year for Scottish football, and we all want to be a part of that and keep pushing at the people in Scotland to support us as much as possible, which we've been so grateful over the last 5-6 years that they've been behind us no matter what. And in my opinion, the support of the Euros was the best. Everyone keeps coming to me and saying how amazing your fans were, and we were watching the videos and stuff like that. So for us, that gives us a real passion and that real desire to go and make them happy and give them special memories and with their families that they'll have for the rest of their life as well.
Scott, the manager spoke about Scotland having to find extra detail to get positive results. What do you think that extra detail is, and how do you go about finding it?
Football's a game of both boxes. Listen, like if you're good in both boxes and your set pieces are right and everything, the small details that not a lot of people see on the training ground, people just think you set up in a formation and it's go and play. No, there's so many little things in football, especially in the last 5-6 years, that have been incorporated into the game that you have to concentrate on. And if you're good in both boxes, then you've got every chance of winning. And small details are both boxes. Can you take your moments and can you defend your box with your life? And for us, we have to be better at both, which is only normal because we haven't been so good in that regard. But in the middle thirds of the pitch, it's been better football and better way of playing for all the players as well.
How imperative is it, or significant would it be to get a win, whether this game or the next one, given the improvement in performances as a player? You know, you want those kind of rewards, don't you, for playing so well and for developing and improving?
Yeah, listen, whenever you're playing, you're desperate to win at all costs and you want to go into the games full focus to win. So, yeah, like I've said previously with one of the questions, like we're just an honest group who want to really go and push as much as we can, and if that leads to victories and winning, then we'll learn the mistakes and everything that we've had throughout our journey in this campaign and take them into 2025 as well.
Just a final one on your move to Italy. Do you feel it's kind of re-energised you in a sense?
No, I'm always, no matter where I'm playing my football, I would never want to see anybody say I've got bad body language or you're sulking or re-energised. I would say for me it's obviously confidence. It's important that I'm playing, and in Italy that's a great opportunity for me to go and try and impress my manager over there and play as much as I possibly can to help us succeed in every game that we play.
Scott, it kind of seems like you've taken on more responsibility, you know, going there, a big fee and a lot of attention on you, and you seem to be thriving on it. Is that a fair assessment, and do you feel that you're kind of growing, you know, as a leader on the pitch and as a player from going there at this point in your career?
No, I mean, in football, I've always wanted to express my opinions, and I've always wanted to help younger players. Whenever I was younger, I had many amazing professionals who helped me along the way, and I would say that that's something that's important to me, helping some of the younger boys who come into the camp here. Whenever I'm playing in Italy, just doing my best to help my teammates as much as I possibly can, and that's something that I enjoy doing and something that I've always wanted to do. Whenever I had that, whenever I was coming through, and I think it is very important to be a character who people listen to and who want to take advice from as well.
So, Scott, we're obviously seeing your progress on the park with Napoli, and we can see the bond you've got with the very passionate fan base. I take it you've also settled into life off the park, because that must be hugely important when you go to such a different environment as that.
Yeah, I've got great people around me who help me so much, and the stress in my life is very minimal because obviously I've got really good family, amazing friends, and a lovely girlfriend who do so much for me, and I'm very grateful for them. And obviously it's not easy going abroad and having to settle in, but it's been quite seamless, to be fair, in terms of how much the Italian people have helped me settle into a house and whatever things that I need, like a car or a taxi or anything like that. So yeah, I'm very grateful to them, and they're real great people who I'm very thankful for as well.
As you say, Scott, it's never an easy thing to do to move abroad. I just wonder, during the summer, did you speak to people that you trust and you have faith in that perhaps advise you to go for it, basically? And, you know, having Billy there, has that helped you settle in as well?
Yeah, it was obviously, it's a big decision. There's no denying that it was a huge decision for me and my family and my friends. So, yeah, I mean, times like that in your life, you just have to say, do I want to do it? Absolutely, and go for it. There's no looking back. I've never had any regrets in my life or my career, and I'll continue that way to this day. So for me, I want my career to be successful, and I'm going to go out my way to try and push myself to be the best football player and best person that I can possibly be as well.
Scott, you pleased to get John McGinn back in the squad for this double header, and how much does the selection headache that guys like John and Stuart and Tommy coming in creating for the manager, how much of a sign of progress is that?
Yeah, there's a big headache in terms of who the manager chooses. Obviously for us, you just have to be professional and want the best for the entire team, no matter who's on the pitch, because we all have a role to play during the game. But it's definitely a boost having a selection problem, because obviously that shows that we're progressing, and it's not just the same players who are playing the majority of the minutes and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say in terms of a squad thing, the entire amount of players who are in the squad could be in that starting 11, in my opinion, from what I see. So that's a real credit to the standard of footballers that we have, and what the manager will be seeing, and whatever he wants to do with the team.
Scott, for those of us of a certain generation, Napoli still springs images of Diego Maradona to mind. I mean, the stadium's named after him, and that. When you first walked through them doors, do you still feel his presence there? Is he still an inspiration to those at the club?
Yeah, very much so. He's obviously the most iconic footballer to ever walk and play the game, and whenever I did walk into the stadium, it was a surreal feeling knowing that he's an icon of the game and an absolute legend of football. So for me, he's heavily in our hearts in Naples, and obviously the people absolutely adore him, which is a huge factor in obviously how well he played for them and the things that he did in Naples. So for us, yeah, he's definitely in our head and hearts.
Scott, you say there's no looking back, but you must take it as a huge compliment to hear so many Man United fans and pundits say how much you're being missed at Manchester United this season.
I have not read anything. I don't read the newspapers. I don't read social media. Something that I've stayed well away from. There's no reason for me to pay attention to that. I'm at a new club now where I want to do as well as I possibly can do for them. The past is the past, and it is what it is. I'm enjoying my football, and I just want to do everything in my powers to push my team higher up the table and do my best for my manager in Italy as well.
Scott, you've played in various positions in your career, including for Scotland. Some people have speculated that you could play at centre forward. I obviously don't mean in these games, but is that something that would ever appeal to you, and do you think that you could?
Yeah, I mean, in football, you're always going to get asked different questions, whether you can slot in here, we've got a couple of injuries here, and you can play a different position. It's never been a problem to me. I feel like as long as I'm on the pitch, I'm happy. I want to do my best, because you can always get them moments where if you're playing at centre-back, you can always get in the box and score from a corner, or if you're playing in midfield, you can always break into the box. You're doing a little bit of both. Yeah, I don't know, centre-forward's a little bit different for me. I've played there once in the reserves with Warren Joyce, and I actually think I scored 2 goals, to be fair, but that was a good few years ago now, so I don't know how I'd be in this day and age.